Why did the guy with confidence issues buy himself a sauna? So that he could give himself esteem. Self-esteem? Get it? That was a horrible joke. That was bad. I'm sorry. But I do want to talk to you about confidence because it is one of the most attractive things you can possess. It's one of the most important qualities that women are looking for in men, and it affects how you carry yourself, the decisions you make, and how you relate to other people. And you better believe that this carries over into the bedroom. As a sex and relationship coach, I see firsthand all of the time how poor self-confidence destroys men. It destroys relationships. It prevents us all from finding the incredible and fulfilling and exciting connections that we deserve. And it has the ability to seriously mess up all of the good things that we have. In fact, if I could summarize my coaching and my career in a single word, it would be confidence and helping my clients to develop it. Now, it is totally normal to struggle with insecurities. We all do. I do. It is natural every once in a while to feel down on ourselves. That's not what we're talking about here. That's just like, you just signed up for that when you became a human being. That's just like par for the course. What I'm talking about here is like deep security, knowing who you are, the kind of man you are, and what you bring to the table. Now, good news, confidence is definitely something that you can work to build. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth doing. On the flip side, there are some things that destroy your confidence, some habits that you're probably engaging in right now that are tearing your confidence down. Go. Mean lumberjack just whacking away at your confidence on a daily basis. And I am here to help you stop so that you can regain your confidence in an authentic way without having to do a whole bunch of work. Amazing. I am Caitlin V, your sex and relationship coach and your confidence guru for the next several minutes. And today we're going over the 3 habits that are destroying your confidence. And I guarantee they are going to surprise you. Now, I'm sure you've heard it a million times before that true confidence comes from within. The only person who can give it to you is you, and that it has absolutely nothing to do with having washboard abs or a giant porn star monster cock. A high self-esteem is something you cannot fake. And it's one of the biggest and most important factors in building and maintaining your best, most authentic self. Now, there are tons of ways to actually build confidence, and I have covered a lot of them on this channel, so make sure right now that you are subscribed so that you don't miss any of this amazing skill and confidence building material that I be publishing every single week. And no, not all of my videos start with dad jokes, okay? Number 1, comparing yourself to other people. It has been said, and I believe it is A1 truth. Comparison is the thief of joy. We all get tempted, especially when we feel down on ourselves and we feel like other people around us are thriving. It's easy to look around and see other people that we think are doing better than us and then judge them against ourselves to keep us down by building them up. And whether it is mulling over that idiot you went to college with landed your dream job, or scrolling through your ex's Instagram, looking at pictures of her with her big butt and her new partner, it's not doing any of you any favors. Comparing yourself to other people is literally a recipe for unhappiness, and there are a few reasons for this. Number 1, comparing doesn't lead to changes. You comparing yourself to that really tall, attractive guy in your office doesn't make you any taller. It literally doesn't do anything positive for you at all with your energy. It just drains it. You know, we're usually looking at someone else's best features and comparing them to our average ones. And because of this, we're not seeing the other person clearly. We're not even seeing ourselves clearly. We exaggerate the things that look good about them, and we feel shitty about the things that don't feel good about us. Secondly, it is important to remember that we only see what people show us. I mean, social media is the perfect example of this, right? Like, you're seeing the highlight reel of someone's life. People are not taking a picture of themselves when they're crying on their bathroom floor or making kissy faces with their cat, probably. You see, nobody's perfect. We all have countless flaws and insecurities. Hell, even I'm guilty of this. I only show you guys like this face. I don't wake up like this. We can pretend I do, but I don't. Chances are that you put your best foot forward as often as you can, and you know that other people are doing the same. So when you compare yourself to others, you're not making a fair comparison and seeing the full picture there. So just cut it out. You know what? I have a pro tip for you. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is you, and not the you from like 2 years ago or back in college when you didn't have kids and it wasn't that hard. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday or 7 days ago, and that's it. Comparing yourself to yourself is an amazing way to build up your confidence by showing yourself and reminding yourself all the amazing progress that you've already made. So instead of focusing on the fact that you don't have those washboard abs yet, you start focusing on the fact that last week you only ran 1 mile and this week you ran 2. Bravo. Number 2, confidence destroying habit, and I see it all the time in my high performance male coaching program, is negative self-talk. I cannot stress enough how much the way that you talk to yourself affects your self-esteem. In fact, countless studies have been done on the effects of negative versus positive self-talk, and let me tell you, your inner dialogue has a huge impact on your confidence. So not only has that research shown that negative self-talk has a massive effect on our mental health and general outlook on life, it's also shown correlations between negative self-talk and physical performance. So if you're engaging in negative self-talk, for example, maybe telling yourself that you're not good enough in bed, that if you don't nail her just right, she's gonna leave you. If you don't figure out how to make her squirt tonight, she's gonna go back to her ex. If you can't last long enough to please her, then you are a worthless piece of shit. Have you ever had any or maybe even all of those thoughts? That shit is having a negative impact on your life, and I cannot recommend enough. In fact, I demand that you start to work on it right away, because this stuff really, really counts. You see, when you talk shit to yourself, even if you're just in a passing moment feeling frustrated, it becomes real. And that's because your brain doesn't have a BS detector for things that it says to itself. So I may say something to you like you are an incredible man who's completely worthy of love and sexual satisfaction. And with work and effort and concentration, you can become the best lover that she has ever had. You might go, Caitlin, that is bull pucky. I am a worthless sack of doo-doo and I will never amount to anything. Which one of us do you think you're gonna believe? So what can you do about this? Well, when you feel yourself engaging in negative self-talk, when you hear it, call it out. The first step is always awareness. So become aware, AKA notice when you say something negative about yourself and take a moment to really reflect on the statement. Second, put it into perspective. So if you find yourself thinking like, I'm a failure after a bad date or a presentation that didn't go well, stop yourself in that moment and put some effort into reframing it. You will be surprised how easily I'm a failure and I'm totally undateable can turn into, wow, that date didn't go well because you know what? We had totally different interests and we didn't have anything to talk about, you know? There's a million other people out there, so many other fish in the sea, and I'm gonna hit the app again and look for someone who's more compatible so we can have a better conversation. Taking a moment to look at the things about you that are worthwhile and amazing and are worthy of honoring and building yourself up takes work. And we all grew up in a society that doesn't really value that kind of self-reflection. This is going to definitely 100% promise from you to me, or else your money back on this free YouTube video. This is gonna make a huge difference in your confidence. Which brings me to number 3, which may surprise you, and that is your masturbation habits. Yes, she went there. The way that you engage with yourself sexually may be causing your confidence to crumble. I cannot overstress this. If you have developed confidence destroying habits into your solo sessions, it will seep into how you see yourself as a man. So the next time that you get an urge to beat your meat, I highly recommend that you consider the following. Number 1, are you masturbating with a sense of shame? When it comes to self-love, aka masturbation, there is no room for shame, guilt, or remorse. I'm gonna tell you something that no one has ever told you before, but it's absolutely true. Masturbation is a beautiful thing. It is a thing that allows you to connect with yourself. It feels great. And there's no reason to feel bad or shame around it. Like, it's not an inherently shameful thing. The only reason that you feel shame is because someone else told you to feel shame. Sexual gratification is a human need. And if you are bringing shame into this thing you might be doing every single day, and you feel shame or disgust, you feel embarrassed about yourself and your needs, this destroys your confidence. Not just that, but it affects the way that you make love to a woman, because this is you making love to yourself. So if your routine leaves you with feelings of inadequacy and guilt, you can guarantee that that will transfer into how you approach and deal with sex with others. Another huge destroying confidence habit is, you guessed it, porn. Now, I'm not saying that porn is bad. It can be a tool. But just like any other tool, there's a right way to use it and a wrong way to use it. The right way is definitely to discover your own kinks and your preferences. Occasionally learning a thing or two and getting ideas for stuff that you want to try with a partner, all good. But it is all about your relationship to porn, because it's very easy to cross that very thin, almost invisible line where it becomes a habit and your porn use can become compulsive. That can lead to actually being a serious problem. Not just that, but porn also displays super unrealistic images of human bodies, like monster cocks and crazy boobs and altered vulvas that have been like clipped away. If you're comparing yourself with what you're seeing in porn, it is going to have a negative effect on your self-esteem. Go back to number one habit that destroys your confidence. You see, masturbation and even masturbating to porn is an opportunity to show yourself some love, like self-love on yourself. Oh, that maybe got a little bit graphic. But self-love yourself. And then when you bring yourself into having sex with a partner, you're doing it from a place of love and not from a place of shame. And there is nothing that destroys confidence or makes you less attractive than shame in and around your body and around your sexuality. And if you deal with this, or if you have any other challenges around your confidence, I invite you to apply for coaching. Like I said, number one thing that we do over here at Caitlin V is help men to feel confident. You know, your confidence is going to decide whether or not you get the girl, get the raise, get the house, whether or not you learn how to leather work or take that camping trip by yourself out in the middle of nowhere to feel like you're a man again. Your confidence is the single most important thing, and it is going to make a shift in the trajectory of your life. Think about it like a ship leaving from London and headed to New York. If you think about each time that you shift your confidence, either a 1 degree difference towards the target or a 1 degree difference away from the target. In other words, you won't notice it at first, but by the time that you accidentally hit, Florida instead of New York because you made so many shifts down and looked so far down on yourself and your confidence, you'll recognize that the tools that build your confidence over time get you to where you want to go faster, with less corrections and a whole lot less heartache and a whole lot less ending up in Florida when you meant New York. Like, Florida's great, but it's also not New York. Ask yourself, where is it that you want to go and how can you get there? And coaching is the best option if you are serious about getting there quickly. So apply, the link is in the description. And while you're down there, make sure to click on the link to go follow me over on Instagram, where I give pieces of advice every single day, and on YouTube, where I give advice, amazing, I hope, every single week. In summary, your confidence depends on you not comparing yourself to others, stopping that dang negative self-talk, and developing a self-love habit that shows yourself love. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you here next week or over on Instagram. Sending you so much love. This is Caitlin V, out. Bye.